I am an athlete, but I had never heard of kinetic tape. And I had seen it though. I've seen athletes use it, but I had never used it and never thought of it. So I am brand new learning about this product, but I understand that it's not new out in the world. So do you know what? Since I don't know anything about it, we have a guest on tonight who does, and I will be learning right along with you. I am pleased to be able to welcome as our guest tonight Jen Basir from Davenport, Iowa. She is a physical therapist, has been a physical therapist for 20 years. She also has a PhD in kinesiology, and she teaches physical therapy. So she knows what she's doing, she knows her stuff, and she's here tonight. She's brand new to Niken, 3 months in Niken. She's a silver distributor along with her husband, Roger. We're very proud of them, and we are excited to hear from Jen tonight. So Jen, I'll turn the time over to you and tell us all about DukTape.
Thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Dave. I really appreciate the opportunity that I have to share this and to help educate people more about this. I got to meet Dave and Valerie Johnson in person at Niken 2.0 in Salt Lake City last week. And if any of you have never been to a Niken conference, oh my gosh, you have to go. Please come to San Antonio in October. Got to put my plug in for that first. It was such a wonderful opportunity to get to meet people and to hear their stories and to learn more about Niken. And we just came back all fired up, and we've had a fantastic week so far. So I am really, really excited about this new product from Niken. They hit a home run with this. This was an absolutely brilliant idea to come up with this. So what I'd like to do is just tell people a little bit about kinesiotape and what it is, why you would use it, what it might be used for, what clinicians are already doing with it, and how the Niken product is that much better essentially than what's already out there. So like Valerie mentioned, kinesiotape is not new, but of course, like everything else that seems to be so wonderful, it originated in Japan. Dr. Kenzo Kaze is a chiropractor and acupuncturist, and he was finding that he wanted to find additional ways to help his clients feel better. And so he developed this tape. It's an elastic type of tape. And then about 11 years later, they founded an entire association, the Kinesiotaping Association. And that's an association that's designed to give more training to healthcare professionals about how to use the tape and all the different ways that it can be applied. And it really, we didn't know much about it. It came to the US in the mid-90s, but it wasn't until the tape was donated to about 58 countries in 2008 for the Olympics that it surged in popularity. And now if you watch really any big sporting event, you'll see a lot of athletes wearing this tape. And it's very colorful. It comes in pink, and it comes in blue and red and black. And it's almost, I think, like a badge of honor for some of these athletes to wear this tape. So what is this stuff? Well, the kinesiotape, it's a very thin and it's elastic type of tape, right? So most tapes, if you've ever seen someone playing sports who has their ankle wrapped, for example, if they've sprained their ankle, they wear rigid tape. And that tape is designed to restrict motion, but the kinesiotape is elastic, and so it's designed to allow motion and to facilitate motion while still helping the body to heal itself. And it's incredibly stretchy. This is just a little piece of the tape. And if I take off a little bit of the backing, you can see how much I can stretch it longitudinally, okay? It doesn't really stretch horizontally. It's not meant to stretch in that way. It's only meant to stretch lengthwise. We'll talk about this about when you apply it to your skin. One of the other great things about the tape is that once you apply the tape, it stays on for 3 to 5 days, depending upon what activities you're doing and how often you get it wet. So you can put the tape on, you don't have to take it off when you get in the shower, and it'll just eventually it'll wear off and it'll come off your body. The other thing that is really special about this tape, and the Nikken tape is the same way, is that it's latex free. And that's pretty critical because a lot of people have sensitivities or allergies to latex. So this tape is safe for most people. Nikken did a fantastic job, like I mentioned earlier, coming up with this product, because what they did is they took this kinesio tape and we made it Nikken kinesio tape, essentially. And it's got the far infrared technologies and the negative ion technology. So I just think this was just a brilliant idea. So now you can take the tape, get the same type of benefits that you would get from the other brands, but add in the Nikken technologies on top of that. And I know myself, sometimes when I want to apply the little magnets to my skin, I have a hard time getting them to stay in place, especially if it's a joint where you have a lot of motion. And now I can use the Nikken tape, and I can use that to help the magnet stay in place if I want, and I get the added benefit of the tape along with the magnets. So wonderful, wonderful idea. You can also just use the Nikken tape without stretching it, right? So maybe you have a part of your body that's sore, and you just want to use these technologies. You can just cut off a piece of the tape and just put it right over your skin and still get these added benefits. And like Valerie was saying, at Salt Lake City, there were a number of people that had immediate effects within a few minutes from just applying some tape to parts of their bodies that were sore. So it's kind of nice to know how these things work, right? And so just generally, you can see here in the little photos, okay, you have a picture of what the skin looks like without the tape, where it's got the orange on the bottom. And then the picture where it's blue on the bottom shows what it looks like with the tape. And the idea with this tape is that when you put it on the skin, it creates a little bit of tension, and it actually helps pull the skin and create more space within the tissue. So the idea here is that if you have damage and if you have inflammation to muscle, you're having more discomfort because the receptors that are within the skin are being squished and they're having more pressure on them. And if they have more pressure on them, they're gonna fire more often, and they're gonna tell your body that something's not right, and you're gonna feel that discomfort. And so if you put the tape on, and you can essentially give a little bit of lift or distraction and give more space to those receptors within your skin, they won't fire so much, and so your body is gonna say, oh, I feel better, okay? So the tape by itself can make you feel better just by the effect it has on the receptors within the skin. And then when you add that extra stretch to it, that puts a little bit of more traction on the skin, and that can help give more input to the muscles so that the muscles can work better. Okay? Then, like we mentioned, the Nikken tape has the added technologies that the other tapes don't have as well. So these are some of the things that the tape is used for. Okay, so I've been playing my game and I got jostled around enough, or I got knocked over and I'm not feeling so great. So now I've got some discomfort either in a joint or in a muscle, and I can use the tape for that. Swelling, the tape is fantastic for swelling and also for bruising. I've got a great picture of a bruise that healed very quickly with the tape applied to it. It can basically reduce fatigue in your muscles, so it can give your muscles more energy to keep doing the things that you want to do. And relaxing them, right? We know a lot about the importance of the magnetic technologies for reducing stress and helping the muscles to relax. Well, the tape could also do the same kind of thing. And generally, the tape is designed to help your muscles work better. And this comes in part from the action of the tape and also from the input that your skin gets from the tape. So there are just a few things you want to be careful of with this tape, just like any other tape. It's not any different in that respect. If you have a big cut or a wound and the skin is open, you don't want to put tape on top of that. It's not designed to be used over open skin. Same thing with the Nikken tape because of the adhesive properties. If some people are very sensitive to adhesives and tape, so if you're sensitive to other types of tape, you're going to want to be careful with this one as well until you know if it's okay for your skin or not. Okay. And same thing with other tapes. You don't want to wrap it around a joint or around the arm or the leg, because you don't want to create a tourniquet effect. You want the blood and the fluids to be able to move easily. And so anytime you apply the tape, you're going to apply it in the same direction, lengthwise along your body, not around your body. So I just wanted to show you guys a couple different pictures of some applications, because it's nice to know what it might be used for. Okay, so the girl here with the blue top on, she's having this tape put on to help her shoulder. So people that have problems with their rotator cuffs or any other problems with the shoulders that they've had, and you can see that the tape can be cut. So you don't have to leave it in the one piece like this blue piece that's underneath the black one has been cut. And I'll show you that with the tape here, okay? The same thing with the other picture, the girl that's got the pink tape on, covering that area where most of us tend to carry a lot of tension and a lot of stress right up in here. So now she's got two pieces of tape, one going along the muscle this way, and then one coming along the muscle this way to try to cover that area where she's having that tension and that discomfort. This is a picture. Next time I have a bruise, now that I have some of the Nikon tape, this is what I'm going to do. So this person had this huge bruise on the inside of their thigh, and you can see those little marks. That's where they took this tape and they cut the tape into strips and put it over the bruising. And because of that lift that the tape gives to the skin, it allows the circulation to improve, and so the body can heal itself faster. So I can only imagine, you guys will have to share stories, but I can only imagine that if we use the Nikon tape, we're going to also see even faster healing because of the technologies within this tape. And then these here, the one with look at the woman with the belly, she's pregnant. And those of you that have had babies, you know you can get very, very uncomfortable carrying all that extra weight. So what they've done here is they've taken the tape to basically help pull up on her abdomen to relieve some of that pressure that she's having from carrying all that extra weight. And then the other one, the picture of the leg with the tape around the knee, that shows you a way that the tape can be cut to help if you have a lot of swelling. So just a few key points for how you want to apply this tape. You want to make sure that the skin is clean and dry and you don't have any lotions, because then the tape it's not going to stick very well to your skin. And generally, if you want the benefit from the stretching as well, what you're going to do is you're going to apply part of the tape, rub it down so it sticks in place, but don't stretch it. Stretch out the middle part of the tape, and then when you apply the other end, don't apply any stretch to that either. So the only part of the tape you want to stretch is the middle part of the tape. The ends shouldn't have any stretch to them, okay? And then the last thing to do is just rub the tape. I'll show you, we'll do a quick example of this. Just rub it, rub it, rub it, because that helps activate some of the technologies in it and the adhesive parts as well. So the tape will stick better and it'll stay in place a little bit longer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my model in here, and I'm just going to show you guys a demo.
Can you go to full screen so we can see it big and...
There we go. How's that?
That's great. Yeah.
All right. So I'm actually, I was going to use this leg, but I think I'll use this arm because I think it'll be easier for you guys to see this. So this is my model. This is my husband, Roger.
Hi, Roger.
Hello.
And generally, if you have a lot of hair, you're going to want to shave the hair because the tape will not stick as well. But we won't do that to him right now. And then you take your tape and just kind of measure out about how much you want. So I'm going to pretend that I want to tape his forearm. Maybe he was working outside raking leaves or playing tennis or golf or something, and he injured the muscles here. So because it stretches, I don't have to do it quite as long as I think I want. I'll make it just a little bit shorter. And the tape has, I don't know, it's got markings on the back, so you can cut it straight and you can follow the lines. And then another little trick that will help the tape stay better is you can round off the corners just a little bit. That way they won't get caught on things. the edges of the tape, and so it'll stay a little bit longer on your skin. And you just let it fall to the floor so your assistant can clean it up for you later. And then you'll notice the tape has this backing on it, right? And you don't need to sit and pick it. If I just pull a little bit, the tape stretches so it'll come off.
Cool. Awesome.
The trick though is this tape is very sticky. So if you're not careful, it'll stick to itself. So what I like to do is just pull off one end to start with. And then I'm going to take wherever I want to apply it. And I'm going to start down by his wrist here. And I'm just going to rub it a little bit just to get it started on his skin. And then I'm going to pull off, I'm going to hold the end. I'm going to pull off the part that I want to stretch. And then I can give my stretch to the tape. Rub that so it'll stay stretched. And then take the last little bit off and just let it lay down without putting any more stretch on it. And then I'm going to take the whole thing and just rub and rub and rub for a little bit. Make sure I don't catch the edges, but that I help them stay down. And the idea, like I was saying, with any of the applications is you want to follow the length of the arm or the leg. So ideally, you're following the path of muscles. So pull out an anatomy book, or if you're getting some therapy somewhere, talk to whoever's working with you, bring in your own tape and say, I want to try this stuff and see how this works. So you can compare it on yourself and just follow those lines of those muscles or around those joints as you're applying the tape. And like you saw in some of the pictures, I'll show you one other thing here. You can cut the tape as well. So I can take my tape, I'm going to just leave that end as my part that I'm not going to stretch as much. Maybe he's got some swelling someplace because he got injured doing some more yard work, because I like to make him do yard work. And so you can cut the tape into pieces like this, same kind of thing. All I have to do is pull and it'll tear right off. And we'll go on the other side of his arm this time. Place it down so it's not stretched at all. And then I'll do one at a time. Just kind of tear the backing so I can do one strip at a time. Otherwise, for me, they always stick to each other. And if I just give it a little bit of pull, let it sit down, and then anchor that bottom part again. And the tape will kind of follow, when you do it like this, the tape will pretty much follow the contour of the tissue that's underneath it. So you don't have to worry about trying to direct it so much about where you want it to go. So I pull the backing off, I give a little bit of a pull to it, kind of push it down, let it go, and then I rub the whole thing so that it stays. And then he can leave this on until it just comes off on its own. So I think that the big thing with this is play around with this tape and start sharing your stories with each other and let us know what kind of results you're getting with this compared to maybe some of the other tapes. If you have any questions, you know, go online or find somebody that you're seeing in the clinic, a healthcare professional who's got a lot of experience with it, and talk to them, and they can help you for your particular things. But otherwise, try it out and let us know what results you have. I'm really anxious to see how all this works. We got this when Jeff was tossing it out in the crowd. Thankfully, my husband's a foot taller than I am. I'm short. And he just reached right up there and grabbed it for us. So,
well, I'm glad you got yours, and we're anxious to get ours. I do have a question.
Yes.
If I wanted to look up some of those fancy ways to wrap the duct tape, what websites would you suggest?
Well, the Kinesial Therapy Association has their own website. I think it's kinesiotherapy.com, but if you Google Kinesial Therapy Association, it'll pop up as the first one. The other option is that a lot of healthcare professionals show how to do these things on their websites and on YouTube. So if you just do a search for like shoulder and elastic tape, you'll come up with a lot of results.
All righty. Wow. You did an awesome demonstration for us. Thank you, Roger.
Thank you.
I almost called him Vanna White. Thank you for your help. Thank you, Jen, for sharing your expertise with us.
You're welcome.
And we're anxious, everyone, to hear your stories, and we will get back and report. So thank you very much, Jen. You guys all go have a wonderful evening. Don't forget to duck and just enjoy sharing this with your friends. I think it's going to be an awesome, awesome hit in the ballpark, like you said.
Yeah, fantastic product. I'm very excited to use it myself. So, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Do you have any words of wisdom for us before we close off? Any parting?
Come to San Antonio.
I agree. Come to San Antonio.
Try it, and then come to San Antonio and join us. You will not be disappointed. I can promise you that.
Well, thank you, Jen, and thank you. I know you've been out there, you and Roger, working and sharing the word, your silvers, and I know that you're going to go places, and so are we all with this new product and with each other sharing. So go and have a good evening. I was going to say put your feet up, but no, go tell your friends about this awesome product.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye, Jen. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Love ya.